Hi YouTube, it's Wendy, WB Rosie 1961. I have to apologize for everybody. I have not made a video in so long. I just looked back, and the last journal that I did was my 6-month surgiversary, which was the 5th of October. I think I actually recorded a video after that, but yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm really sorry about that. I've really fallen off the wagon, I guess that would be as good a term as any. So it's my week 30, and I'll give you my numbers. First off, my weight yesterday morning was 288.4. That's a total loss of 48.6 and a loss of -1. So the last few weeks I've been doing a lot of gaining and losing the same weight, and so I'm up a bit from my 6-month surgiversary, I think 1.4 pounds, but it was a loss for me last week of 1 pound. I've really been suffering from a loss of focus, and I read a quote recently that sort of hit home with me, and this is just verbatim, it's not the actual quote. The real problem is not setting your goal too high and never reaching it, but setting a goal too low and attaining it. And that really resonated with me because I feel so good right now. And losing 50 pounds has made so much difference in how I can, I can walk so much easier, and I feel so much better about myself because people are noticing that I've lost weight and telling me how good I look. And it's not cockiness. Well, it is cockiness, but it's more a feeling of I'm happy. I'm not pushing anymore to move any further. And so that loss of focus and those sliding back into bad habits has been a real problem in the past few weeks for me. I spent the week preceding Halloween and a few days after Halloween with my face so firmly planted in the candy bowl that when I came up, I was sure I had gained 10 pounds. Thankfully, I didn't. I think that week I had gained 2.6. The next week, I lost, 4.4 and then gained 2.6. So, it's just been this up and down game. And so that's really been a frustration for me. Well, I say it's a frustration, but I don't really feel frustrated, and that I don't know how to explain it. I'm happy, and things are going so well for us, and my dad came out of the hospital with a clean bill of health, and everything's fine. Since that time, I haven't exercised. I'm a crafter, and I'm getting ready for Christmas, and so I always put it off by saying, "Oh, I have to finish knitting this sweater." No excuse, but that's how it's been the last few weeks. It's the not exercising and eating the wrong foods and snacking in the evenings, and I started drinking coffee with creamer, and all of those things that put me in the position I was in the first place are starting to creep back in my life. And I guess I've always known that self-discipline is a really weak area of my personality. I'm not very strict with myself when it comes to depriving myself or feeling like I'm depriving myself of things. If I want something, I usually find a way to get it. And that hasn't been, I haven't wanted to lose the weight bad enough. So examining that after I found this quote was a real epiphany for me, because I don't really, I sound like I'm wavering. I don't want the process to stop here. I feel so much better, but I know in my heart I've got a long way to go before I feel really good. That my BMI is still too high, that my health is still at risk, because at 288 pounds, I'm better than I was, but I'm still in a danger zone. I'm still morbidly obese. regardless of how many people tell me you're looking great. Oh, you've lost so much weight. I'm, happy for you and how you've done so well. And, it sort of goes to your head and you think, well, no problem. I can stand to eat a few whatevers. And then those turn into something else, and pretty soon you're back where you were. The saving grace is that I've not gained back any of the weight that I've lost. In netted, I am down a pound overall. But for 4 weeks, that's ridiculous. And given that Lapband surgery is sort of a time-sensitive type of thing that, you really need to focus on it. I really need to get my head back in the game. So that being said, this week is going to be a new beginning, and we've all had new beginnings, but I'm determined to push forward, and so I have some goals that I'd like to meet. During the next week, the goals that I have set out for myself were to exercise daily during the week, not necessarily on the weekends, because I'm running constantly on the weekends. If I can fit it in, and, I know I probably could fit it in, but if I can exercise Monday to Friday, that's 5 days, I'll be happy. So I'm going to start the C to 5K again and start using the Wii, trade them up every night. Get my water in. I have slacked off drinking my water. I've been drinking other things, coffee and tea. And when I am not drinking coffee and tea, I don't think to fill up my water bottle. So today it's all filled. And not use any powders. No powders. For the most part, at least if I can get down to using just like one tea powder, the sweetened powder in my water,